Good morning, YouTube. So, I posted this video, I would say like maybe a few days ago, yesterday, whatever. I shot this video for you guys, my new current up-to-date witchy space, and I realized as I was watching the video back over again after I uploaded it, and after I got a comment on it, that I was saying the word a lot. More than I even realized. I did shoot it after, well, right before I went to sleep, so I just wanted to do a remake of that video. If you have already seen that video, me talking about this exact current up-to-date small witchy space, I apologize. Feel free to not watch it if you've already technically seen it. I will be deleting that video, so if this is your first time seeing it, please feel free to keep watching. I will try to keep it as short as possible. The last video I uploaded was about like 20 minutes long, so I'll do my best, but no promises. This is an overview of my small witchy space at the moment. I'm sitting directly on my bed in my bedroom, so this is the view I get in my room. Generally, when I'm just relaxing and watching TV. That is a TV stand, well, a little end table that I put my TV on. Now, I'm not currently, like, completely set up in this bedroom space for the simple reason of I'm trying to move into my new place, new apartment, and for the simple fact of this bedroom was not originally a bedroom. Yes, I have my current altar space in my bedroom for the moment. It's kind of small in here. It wasn't originally a bedroom, it was a study, so it didn't have a wall here. So we had to improvise and use a curtain. I don't have a lot of room to work with, but I imagine most people, especially like me if you live in the city, do not have a lot of room. So this is pretty much what I'm dealing with. Yeah, my closet's kind of messy. Sorry, I'm trying to be conscious of me saying that word, But I'm just going to be showing you guys my space and how I utilize it and some tips and what I have and that type of thing. So let's just get started. Alright, so sorry for the harsh lighting. It's broad daylight out. First thing in the morning, like I said. So, moving right on along. So, my altar space is right in front of the window, and I do like to utilize the windowsill to hold some objects above my altar or just some normal everyday things. I try to keep this side over all my witchy supplies because I do need to have more storage, and I do want to buy more furniture to utilize storage and space and stuff like that. When I do move, I will have a bigger bedroom. So I am going to be looking for types of bookshelves and maybe desk or anything I can use so I can have a bigger altar setup, and I can, sorry, try not to say that word, try to build up my collection with my herbs and all my other stuff. So this is what I have though. These right here on my windowsill, I like to keep above my altar and next to the window to catch the sunlight. These are my two witch jar spells. I'm not going to say what they are, but every day I keep them above my windowsill, above my witchy altar, so I can remember to shake them regularly every day to kind of allow the energies to flow from my intent. So I have those there. I have a little sewing kit. That was $1. I have some glass bowls, because you never know if you need it for mixing, and another bowl. Here I have some California white sage. I'm trying to let it focus for you guys. There we go. Yep, so I just have it in this little jar. I've been taking the habit to go to the thrift store more, which I definitely recommend you guys, and just to pick up some cheap glass jars so I can keep my bulk herbs. I'm trying to stock up, like I said, so I didn't have enough room in my little shelf here, which I will get to. This is where I keep all my tea lights. I just kind of paint over this box, and I just keep my tea lights in there for the moment. Now moving on to this shelf. Now this shelf holds a lot of crap, but I utilize all of it. All of it on this shelf is pretty much what I use. It's my storage for the meantime for my craft. So we're just going to start from top to bottom. I have my oil diffuser. I do work with oils and aromatherapy and stuff like that. This was $2 from the mall. It's kind of dirty. I really need to wash it and just properly take care of it, but I've been so busy with other things in my practice. These are small candle holders. I do have candles of every size, so I need that. This is just a little bowl of like a whole bunch of random stuff. I have a sage wand, I have some chalk in case I want to draw out my circle, I have a lighter, I have that dip pen I was talking about so I can write with my ink. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. It's basically like a quill, but it doesn't have a feather at the end, and you use this to write with, and that's what I use to write my books and write on parchment paper for my spells and blah blah blah. I do have lighters and matches. I just like to have the option of both. I have my shell box. I have little witchy jars, empty jars for some spells, and I do have shells in here. I have some sunflower seeds I plan on planting, which I need to do very soon. More matches. These are my essential oils. Only have 3 at the moment, but like I said, I'm trying to build my collection. But since I am running out of space, I kind of had to wait on getting more things just because of this space. So I'm so excited to have a bigger space, which I will definitely show you guys when I do move. But until I do move, this is pretty much going to be my current working space. This is Dragon's Blood essential oil. I got from Etsy. It was $5. I definitely recommend checking it out. Very potent. I have peppermint essential oil, lavender. I have sea salt in this glass vial. It's more chunky. I have regular salt, fine sea salt, just so I have the option of both. I like to keep my charcoal tablets in this glass jar. I use it for my cauldron, for my spells and rites. More matches, baking soda, and then this was a jar given to me by my brother. He attended a wedding, and I plan on reusing it for my craft, definitely. So, moving on, I have some fragrance oils here for that oil diffuser. It doesn't have any magical purposes, it just smells really, really good. So, this is cucumber melon, smells really good. This is one of my elixirs. I do not consume this, but this is the intent for spiritual attunement and lifting energy. I did use herbs, gems, and different stuff like that, so I use that. This is another fragrance oil. Sorry, I'm trying not to say that word. This is fresh linen. Wow, that just made it worse. Well, sorry, you guys. It's fresh linen. This is bay leaves. I'm running really low on my herbs. I don't know if y'all can see that. Sorry, it's not focusing. But yeah, those are bay leaves. Really good for wish spells. Loose sage. And I also have chamomile flower back there. I really do need to stock up on my herbs. I'm getting a lot more into tinctures recently. And elixirs and essences and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, those are my candles. Alright, I have some yarn for crafting projects. Right here is my gem chips. I kind of just, they came in little baggies, but I put them in this old necklace box for jewelry, and it just all stays in there. This is more candles. I've used some. I use this for dripping candle wax for sealing my intent for other witchy jars, and they're the different sizes and stuff. Which can never have too many candles, right? This is honey, not imitation honey. I've been utilizing that in my practice. definitely for beauty and love and prosperity and other things. This is Vesta powder. It could not fit in that other glass jar I had, so I just put some more in here. Very potent. Ooh. This is Dragon's Blood chunks resin from what's left over of it. I need to get more. This stuff can definitely get expensive, but you can utilize it for almost anything. It's very powerful. I highly recommend every witch get some Dragon's Blood. You can always use it, especially for protection. This is cheesecloth. You use this for making tinctures and stuff like that to drain and pour over your herbs. So I got some of that. I do have some more mason jars down here, so I have 2 empty ones in the back. This one is just have some regular old red bricks that you would imagine from a house or a building. I got this locally, and I plan on using it to turn it into powder. So red brick powder dust, and you use that to you use that for powerful boundary protection and spells and things like that. Now at the moment, I currently don't have tongs for my cauldron, for my charcoal tablets. I tried using scissors, but it just didn't work out. It wasn't as stable. So I use these pliers, and for the meantime, it does work. So if you need to ghetto your craft, I say go for it, because witchcraft definitely, you know, that's how it started. They used everyday tools from the kitchen and stuff like that, and it's what holds meaning for you. And anyway, this is where I keep some pens to write for my book and stuff like that. And this is some paintbrushes I also use for painting in my craft. I actually painted that picture after I meditated and stuff like that, so I keep that above my dresser. This is an offering bowl I've made. I believe I showed it in other previous videos. I've made this using a salt dough recipe. You literally just use... Well, I actually need to find that recipe before I just tell you anything. But maybe I'll do a video on it and make something else out of the dough. I think that'll be fun. And back there, I just have some acrylic paints. So, that is my little storage shelf thing right next to my altar. Now we're just going to move on to the actual altar space itself. Because I didn't explain all of it, but I just want to show you guys that. Because I do go to it a lot. That's why it's right next to my altar, because I'm constantly going to it. And usually whatever I have in there I need for here anyway, so. Moving on. This is where I like to keep all my gems and stuff like that. This is my selenite wand. Freaking love it. Now be careful when you're working with selenite, because it's water soluble. Meaning if you get water on it, it will dissolve. And it's not cute or pretty, and it's just a waste of money. So, my jade. I have a whole bunch of gemstones in there. But that's where I keep them for the meantime. Okay, so I have my statues. This is a guardian angel statue, obviously. I use it to represent my spirit guide. So that's why it's there. I have my bell, which I do use for cleansing from time to time. This is my dragon statue. I use to honor my dragon guardian guide, totem guide. This feather is getting everywhere. Alright. Then that dragon's blood ink. I have my pestle and mortar. I broke up some dragon's blood incense in it. I still haven't cleaned it, but at least you know it's not there just to look pretty, right? My cauldron. It's a pint-sized cauldron, in case you're wondering. It holds a decent amount of stuff. It's not huge, but it's definitely a lot cheaper for the price. So this is where I keep some other tools. These are knives. I use these for cutting and other stuff like that. They're not my thames or anything. Those are purely used for cutting. Okay, so moving on. These are so beautiful. These are Himalayan salt candle holders. I definitely recommend witches utilizing this stuff. It's amazing. It purifies the air. It's great for people with allergies and other things. Just look it up. There's literally, the list goes on and on about Himalayan pink salt. You can ingest it and blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously don't ingest these because they're candle holders, but it's all natural. It's wonderful. And I use it to help me cleanse my space as well. Since it already naturally does that, I just like to add that for like a boost, since it physically does do that. This beautiful candle right here is my prosperity candle. I've added herbs and stuff like that to myself. The candle itself is unscented. It was $1. I added some herbs. I added chamomile for prosperity and abundance, and ginger for the same reason, and bay leaves, and I dripped some green candle wax to seal my intent, along with a lock of my hair to dedicate it for bringing that into my life. Just a little tip for you guys. I painted this pentacle, so I have that there in the very center. I also do have some regular stones I picked up from the beach that I wrote all the elements down, like earth, fire, water, air. So usually that's around that, but because I'm running out of space, I had to put them in here. So now I just pull out those stones for when I'm casting my circle. Now I usually have a candle in this little dish, but it burned all the way down. I just haven't put another one in there yet. So for the meantime, I have my prosperity bowl sitting on top of it. It has herbs, salt, gemstones, and chips in there and stuff like that. So I keep it right there. Now I know it's not Samhain or anything, but I love this thing. I got it from the thrift store. It was 99 cents. I got it a few days ago, and it's so beautiful. And you just put your candle in there, and it lights up. So I like to keep it in there just because Samhain is one of my favorite, sorry, I'm trying not to say so much. It's my favorite Sabbath, but it holds special meaning to me, and I think it's pretty, so I just put it there. Now, my lighter. I recently just got this ceramic incense holder. It has 3 holes, so I could put 3 in it at a time. It was, believe it or not, it was actually cheaper than the one exactly like this that had only 1 hole in it. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just get this one. It catches all the ashes underneath this lotus, like in this bowl. And then what I like to do with it is to dump it into this metal measuring cup, this metal one. And I like to collect my ashes in there for my cauldron. And it takes up so much less space. It literally fits in my hand. It's awesome. And it takes up so much less space than the long candle holders, which I had to throw out for that reason. So I got this, and I'm definitely happy with it. More candles. Sorry. Goodness. I like the butterfly because to me it symbolizes transformation and change. So that's why you see it kind of incorporated around here. This is my little spell book that I'm currently working on. I'm doing a lot of crafting projects recently. I'm not selling it or anything, but so far I have my current personal book, Book of Shadows, and then I have my mini spell book that I can just flip through on the go, and then I also plan on making today, starting today, because it's coming in the mail, I'm waiting for it. I have this watercolor scrapbook that's coming in, and I'm going to be utilizing that to paint in and to write in for my Book of Mirrors. I'm going to be shooting a separate video about it. I have a few videos I want to shoot for you guys within this next couple of 2 weeks, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so I like to sit on my stool and just work here on my witchy stuff, so this is where all the magic happens. Down here I just have some books and some notebooks to write notes and spells and stuff like that, write my sigils, and then right here is pretty much where I like to write stuff down. As you can see with my witchy space, I do not have a lot of room to write anything down physically. There's no room unless I like move stuff, but I don't want to do that. So sometimes I sit on my bed and kind of put my books on here and write on it that way. Or sometimes I just take my stool, move it over in front of the TV. I play some YouTube on it because it's a smart TV, and I just do that. But this is it, you guys. this is my witchy space, my small witchy space. Feel free to comment below and let me know what you think. This is going to be my altar setup, my current working altar until I move out. And then once I do, I'll be sure to show you guys that. But for the meantime, for the next while, this is my witchy space. I hope you guys enjoyed. Blessed be in love and light.